that এই যে করোনা ভাইরাস এই যে করোনা ভাইরাসটা আছে, the SARS-CoV-2 and the antidotes like AstraZeneca and Sinovac and other. So এদের মধ্যে সম্পর্কটা কি actually? What is the relation between the two of them?
Sir, most of the vaccines are made out of the dead versions or the weaker versions of corona cells. So if the vaccine is injected into the body, the white blood cells can fight the weak/dead cell of the coronavirus, and then the white blood cells will recognize it. So the next time the actual real version of the coronavirus comes into the body, the white blood cell can fight it more easily than normal.
Okay, everything is fine. So what about these weak cells has a genome sequence inside? The same or the different or the opposite of? There is a genome sequence inside it, right? Every of the virus. So antidote has the same, will not be the same or the different, or we don't know. My question is it different than each other or the same? Same sequence inside. It is different. It is opposite. Actually, the opposite. That's why they kill each other. So you might have.
Like fire and water.
Sorry.
So bacteria and virus kill each other because they're really like opposite of each other. That's why.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
And
sir.
you might have heard the name of an important branch of the biology called the genetic engineering. And every of the thing you will see in detail when you will start studying genetic engineering in future. So genetic engineering has made it possible for the scientists to create the organism with the new characteristics by the changing the genes that control the characteristics of the organisms. And plasmids have played an important role in the development of the genetic engineering. So here, look, the genetic engineering is a big field. If you think about the agri engineering, that is also include the genetic engineering as well, just because when we produce some hybrid kind of crops, like it could be the paddy, it could be the vegetables, it could be the fruits or anything else like bulk wool. So those are made up by doing combined two of the genes from different genome sequences, and they produce a new kind of variant for the crops or the vegetables or any of the fruits, so that they just produce more and more fruits, vegetables, and food for us in a very small amount of places. So nowadays, actually, agriculture or agri-technology technology is being developed so much. Nowadays, the scientists are doing research on the vertical agriculture as well, just because we have a very small amount of lands. So that's why. So in addition, we will talk about it later on. But before that, just let's come to the class again. And in addition to the DNA, bacterial cells, just like other living cells, and contain the organelles like the mitochondria, ribosomes, and Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, and etc. Then bacteria have a cell wall. So bacteria has a cell wall. Virus doesn't have, maybe, right? Or virus have. আমরা কি পড়ছিলাম, ভাইরাসের কি সেল ওয়াল ছিল?
No, sir.
No,
Sir,
no,
sir.
there was no cell wall. So bacteria, there was a cell wall. And however, some bacteria have another layer on their cell wall to survive in the hostile environment. So here, hostile environment is the host. What is actually give all the food for these living things actually. So it is called the capsule. So the capsule is basically a uh,
Another layer.
another layer. Yes, but polysaccharide. Look, do you ever heard one thing like saccharin?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it is kind of this things. It's a chemical bond actually polysaccharide, and coating which is not easy to be the penetrated. And when we become sick from the infections with the bacteria that have a capsule coating, it is relatively difficult to treat because this capsule coating prevents the medicine from the entering the bacteria cells. So
It's like a shield.
yeah, it's like a shield. Right. Perfect. It's like the shield of Bahubali, maybe. So along the
To
cell,
protect it from the hostile environment.
yeah. Look, you have to think about as a um, cartoon um, cartoon war ground, like cartoons are fighting with each other. So here they actually have a war zone. When in your body you have an antibody, you have a virus and bacteria. All the time they are fighting with each other. So here they need to protect themselves. So for protecting themselves, they need a shield or they need a protective things for them.
Layer.
Yeah, things or layer like this. So this is the same things for every of the living creatures, but here it is a bit different for the bacteria and virus, as they are the acellular or
Unicellular.
yes, unicellular. So along the cell, bacteria have numerous threads like the extensions called the flagella wall to help bacteria move, and bacteria can move in the acquaintance environment through the movements of these extensions. So here, what is the useful bacteria that has a useful bacteria? They will.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
স্যার তাহলে যদি ব্যাকটেরিয়ার কোনো ফ্লাজিরা না থাকে তখন কি তারা কোনো নড়াচড়া করতে পারবে না?
অবশ্যই নড়াচড়া করতে পারে। How? There is a question, right? It is depending upon the medium. Like ওরা তো স্পোরিফাই ভাবে নড়াচড়া করে, স্পোরিফিক মোশন ডিসক্রিপশন দেওয়া লাগবে তাহলে যদি ব্যাকটেরিয়ার নড়াচড়া ডিসক্রাইব করতে হয়। স্পোরিফিক মানে কি, মানে একটার গা থেকে আরেকটা বাইরে হইতেছে, মানে গাছের কুশি জ্বালানো দেখছো কখনো?
They multiply.
ইয়া, দে মাল্টিপ্লাই ফ্রম ইচ আদার্স বডি, মানে একটার বডি থেকে আরেকটা বাইরে হয়ে যাইতেছে, আরেকটা বডি থেকে আরেকটা বাইরে হয়ে যাইতেছে, জম্বি মুভির মতো।
হ্যাঁ, so if like we catch them with something, do they like get out from our grip and multiply, or do they
No,
be the
for multiplication they need an environment দরকার হবে, যে কোনো
a
environment.
favorable environment?
Yeah, favorable environment. And
The user cells can
another,
multiply.
yeah,
Is it the same for every bacteria? Like every type of bacteria is there a common environment, or
no,
or
no, not
Is
common.
it different
That
for
is
like
not common.
every type of bacteria?
That is not common for every bacteria. It is different from
It depends on the properties of the
yeah,
bacteria.
properties, and most important, the DNA sequence is the main fact for the environment. So DNA sequence is a vital role for the environment. Some of the DNA sequence cannot to survive in some certain temperature, like -20, maybe. So at that time, you had a question, যে স্যার এগুলো তাহলে মারা যায় না কেন -20 নিচে গেলে? এগুলো কিন্তু মারা যায় না। হোয়াট হ্যাপেন্ড, এগুলো মরার
স্যার
মতো
ভাইরাস হচ্ছে স্যার যখন
মরার মতো
কোনো
ঘুমিয়ে থাকে।
সেলে না থাকে,
হ্যাঁ, মরার মতো ঘুমিয়ে
হোস্ট
থাকে।
সেলে কোনো না থাকলে তখন তারা হচ্ছে নন লিভিং থিংস এর মধ্যে অ্যাক্ট করে, এবং যখন
হ্যাঁ,
তারা
এটি
হোস্ট
সবচেয়ে
সেলে
ডেঞ্জারাস থিং, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ডেঞ্জারাস থিং অ্যাকচুয়ালি, যে এইগুলা
It means we wouldn't know that we're infected the
yes,
virus.
yes. Now there is a question, very important
So it's
question.
the same thing with bacteria.
For bacteria, it is
Does it?
almost the same, not the similar, not the same. We call it similar,
Why?
just because the properties inside is different, and their habit of making their child is different.
Staying alive.
Yeah, and living habits are different. So another thing, look,
Oh, so it depends for bacteria, but it's the same for every kind of viruses.
yes, obviously. And another thing, look, do you notice one thing? Nowadays, there are lots of virus and bacteria infected diseases are in our country, and other countries are affected. Why it is happening? It is happening just because of the global warming, the ice age, the caps of north
The
and south pole.
glaciers are melting and releasing the viruses
Yes,
in the water.
those viruses are kept inside the ice for thousand years. Now it is melting.
লাইক জম্বি ভাইরাস।
Yes, those. You can think about it, zombies, but now it is very dangerous for our humankind.
Sir, I
Yes,
have a question.
yes,
Sir, can we create viruses and bacteria?
we can create. And most of the
And what
time,
are the conditions for making it?
yeah, for that you need a virology lab, and for that you need permission for government, obviously. In a very
লাইক করোনা
Western
ভাইরাস।
countries, yes, Western countries, you need permission, but in Bangladesh, I don't know what is the situation over here. But most of the countries, you need to take permission to do such kind of experiment. And that thing happened
Permission.
that thing happened in the Wuhan in China. They wanted to create or something, they wanted to develop, but it just leaked from the
Yes, they were blamed very
yeah,
much.
maybe
Sir, what are the conditions to make bacteria and viruses? Like, is it different?
is it sorry, can you ask the question again?
I asked if the conditions to make bacteria and viruses are different. Like, what are the conditions to make the bacteria or viruses? And do I have the power when I make it? Do I have the power to select their properties?
Okay. So here, look, you in that bare hand, you cannot to make bacteria and viruses. You can make a collaboration of them, like the genome sequences you can interchange, like bacteria, virus, and virus, bacteria, like this. But yes, you can make viruses and bacteria in certain cases in the laboratory environment. Without this, it is not possible. And the condition should be depending upon the different type of bacteria and viruses. You need to keep your laboratory in the certain.
which means I can, which means I can decide on their properties.
No, you can't decide on the properties. You can go through and read their genome sequences and predict their behaviors.
Which means I can't actually decide on their properties, but I can modify them.
You can modify that. You cannot to make it actually. You can modify that. Okay.
I can actually, I can't make it, but I can modify it. So like I have to do different, like I have to go through different procedures if it's whether it's a bacteria or a virus. I can't modify them in the same procedure if it's a virus in the same case of a bacteria.
Yes, and in every time you have to keep a condition for your laboratory environment. Like temperature is -2, then moisture is has
So
a
they
humid
so they don't become
monster.
sweet as well.
They don't become a monster, but
Yes.
definitely, just because depending upon the environment, they become the monster virus or bacteria. Like it can be give you the diseases like the COVID. So it's just like you think that some of the animals or plants. In Amazon, you will find thousands of plants that actually eat the insects and the animals. So, and also I found some of the articles about the walking tree. So it is very uh, uh, very shocking for me that a tree is walking from each place to one place to other places. Then after that I read whole articles and I found that there is special roots are there, that roots are extended every of the day. It extends from one place to other places. So by doing this, if you keep a motion camera there, you will see the tree is going from one place to other places. So it is actually a horror situation to see that kind of thing. So is there any question? We will go to the digital tech then.
So I have a question.
Yes.
When like as you said, we can like modify the bacteria and viruses.
Hmm.
You were saying about genetic or genetic engineering or something like that. Like if we study on that um category, we can make like hybrid things. So I have a question that like can we make like as you said walking trees? Can we like take that and mix it with something else and make it actually like then it will have like life and will will be independent with its um movements? Can hybrid can have anything to those walking trees to make it.
Yes. If you studied genetic engineering, you can do such kind of experiments. In our country, I don't know how much developed is the laboratory is. We have a genetic engineering in University of Dhaka. So here there is a subject called genetic engineering. So here I don't know much about the laboratory facilities, but in other developed countries, if you go and study there, and if you studied in genetic engineering, you will perform so many of interesting experiments regarding these things.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Another question? No question? Okay. So if we were a robot হইলে কি হইতো? ভালো হতো, একটা প্রোগ্রাম লিখে দেওয়া যেত সবাইকে এবং সবাই একইভাবে চলতো, right? So that would be happen in near future. Just if you think about the federal countries like the federations, you can talk about the one of the popular country called North Korea, one of the president called Kim Jong-un. His country is running like a robot. So how many problems people faces in their daily life? They have to face some problems regularly and solve those too. Some problems do not occur regularly and appear unexpectedly. But all of us do not face the same kind of problems. Previously, human beings had to solve any problem by their own hands. This is true story about the Egyptians. Think about one thing about Egyptians. Egypt is a country known by the pyramids, right? The pyramids are made in the year of the 1500th century or more than that before. So at that time, there was no such crane. Crane ছিল না কিন্তু পিরামিড বানানোর সময়। তো পিরামিড বানানোর সময় যদি ক্রেন না থাকে, এত বড় বড় যে ব্লক গুলা একটা আরেকটার উপরে বসাইলো কিভাবে? That's a great question, right? So এইখানে এই যে আমরা সেন্টেন্সটা এখানে পড়লাম যে নাও previously human being had to solve any problems by their own hands. তাইলে কি হাতে তুইলা ব্লকগুলোকে বসানো হয়েছে? ব্যাপারটা তো তাই, right? So তারা হাত ইউজ করেই করেছে। So now the use of the technology is increasing to solve different problems. So now we are not doing it with our bare hands. We do it with the different technologies. And as a result, people's life has become more comfortable. In this learning experience, we will see how we can take help of technology to solve different particular problems around us. সোজা সাপটা বিষয়, আমরা আমাদের আশপাশে যে সব প্রবলেমগুলো আছে সেগুলো সলভ করার জন্য আমরা কিভাবে প্রবলেম অ্যানালাইসিস করে সেগুলো সলভ করতে পারি সেটা এই লার্নিং এক্সপেরিয়েন্সে আমরা শিখব। And robots are being popular among the different technologies nowadays. So সবাই, I think you heard one of the name called the Boston Dynamics. So it is one of the company of United States who what actually do prepare the humanoid and the animal kind of robots for different purposes, like for US Marine, US Navy, or US Army for them, or some of them are using in the industrial purposes. So here it is because robot can solve people's different problems so easily. So পৃথিবীর সবচাইতে first robotটা কি? What is the first robot of the earth?
Sophia.
No.
Sophia.
Sophia is a humanoid robot, but the robot আরেকটু
ড্রোন
আরেকটু সহজ করে দেই। নো, এগুলা তো
Sir, drone.
রোবটের এক একটা মানে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন। যেমন ড্রোন
Drone.
ড্রোন হচ্ছে হোবার রোবট, এটা বাতাসে ভাসে, এই জন্য হোবার রোবট।
মিস স্যার
এখন
ডু ইউ
যদি
মিন এআই?
no, I'm not meaning it. It is I'm
Sir,
giving it a little bit hints. It is the first computer in the earth.
স্যার এনিয়াক
No,
ENIAC.
Sir, first
Animate.
computer.
it's calculator. Calculator is the first computer of the humankind. চিন্তা করে দেখো, ক্যালকুলেটর আবিষ্কারের আগে কিন্তু আমরা ক্যালকুলেশন করতে পারি নাই এত তাড়াতাড়ি, রাইট?
তাহলে কি কম্পিউটারও কি রোবট?
হ্যাঁ, এভরি মেশিন ইজ আ রোবট। ওরও তো একটা রোবট হওয়ার জন্য হোয়াট ইট নিডস, what is the meaning of robot? Robot can do a particular job. So computer can do particular jobs. So it's a robot also. Not like don't
Sir,
think.
telephone?
Yeah, telephone is also a robot in a sense. Mobile phone, your cell phone actually.
Sir, land phone?
Land phone is an ancient robot. Land phone is old.
Television is also a robot, that means.
Television nowadays nobody watch actually, as far I know, in Bangladesh, in Dhaka basically. In village, people do often watch television, and smart TV is a robot, obviously.
Projector?
Projector is a robot, yes. You cannot to say robot actually. You can say machine. Those are machines.
Sir, is lamp a robot?
Lamp does.
Every electronic things are robot.
Yeah, so lamps are has purpose or no? No purpose. Purpose তো আছে, আলো দিচ্ছে না?
Sir, that means every electronic items are called robot.
Yes, in one single sense. Just because you are making your life easier with this.
Sir, cart?
Which one?
House cart? Horse cart or cow cart?
Sir, fan.
Yes. Fan is a motor. Motor is a part of robots. So yes, we will talk about something more about
Sir,
yes, Fahad, Fahid, Ayat.
sir,
Yes.
machine works like manually, but the robots work independently. Then they can work without humans' intervention.
No, it's not like this. Like, think about the first robot in the world. That was the calculator, but not the calculator like we see right now. In some other countries, you will see some of the things like they have a window shaped thing and they have balls there, and two balls are, you can keep it in the left side and you can add. So those are used,
Abacus.
yeah, those are used in hand. So the first time the robots actually depending upon the natural power. Natural power means the human force. It could be air, it could be air, it could be water. Like, you can treat the power station, the hydropower station, as a robot. Over there, what you are making? You are making electricity. And what you are putting for that? Water, natural water from the falls, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So you are making electricity for performing different things.
But like the machines cannot be directly like told that they're actually robots. They can be like differentiated, like they're just machines.
They are machines and they have a purposes. And when there is a purposes, you can say it as a robot as well.
So
Okay, sir.
is the watch is a robot?
Watch is a very ancient kind of robot. অনেক পুরাতন robot watch. First, do you know how people count the time?
Yes, shadow.
Sun actually, sunlight.
Sunlight and shadows a length.
Yes, and sunlight at that time, if the sun is directly on your head, that is 12 o'clock. So that's how they count the time. And different types of practical problems are here. Any problems that people faces in their own life is a practical problem. A girl named Megha and her friends have encountered such a practical problem. Let's learn about it from the story of Megha. So we have a story right now. We will read the story and try to understand what is going on here. Okay. Megha is a student of class 7, and one day she was absent. And mind what it is, mindedly thinking about something during the traffic break. The Megha's friend Jisan came and said everyone was chatting there, and what are you thinking here alone? In reply, Megha said, well, I will tell everyone, ask them to come to me. All of Megha's friends were eagerly waiting to hear what she would say. Then she started. I was shivering while coming to school in sweater this morning. You all know last few days have been very cold. Suddenly, I saw two persons who did not have any warm clothes in them. They were suffering in the cold. There are many people around us who can't afford to buy warm clothes. So every year they suffer a lot during winter. Can't we do anything to solve this problem? So they wanted to help the people who doesn't have the clothes for winter. And hearing this, Mega's friends Ria said, I have never thought of this. If we want, we can conduct a winter clothes distribution campaign, and then many people who need warm clothes will be benefited. And here at this, Mega because become happy and said, in that case, we should now work out how we will do it and what challenges we may face. So every of the thing when you need to start, and when you have to start for helping or start for beginning something, you have to make a plan for this, a proper plan. And this time another friend, Hashem, said, the first challenge is financial challenge. We have to collect plenty of warm clothes. We can run a campaign for this so that those who are solvent can help, or initiative with the cash or old warm clothes. So here are the first steps. The first steps is all about what? Well, about the finance, right? Without finance, no event can make it run. So if you need to run any of the event, you need to first calculate the finance for that. And then hearing this, the friend Neha said, look, Hashem, I agree with you. But another important side is thinking of the social situation. So you have to think about the social situation, current situation. Everyone doesn't need warm clothes. For whom exactly will we collect these warm clothes? That means we need to make a survey to determine for the people of which part of the society we will conduct this program. So from that survey, we will find out which people of the society are in need of warm clothes. So there is a social dependency in working to solve this problem. So you need to make a survey for that to know whether they need this thing or don't need. So sometimes when there is a winter time and there is a very much of cold time, people collected the blankets from different places. So some of the blankets are collected and giving all of the people whom we met in the street, we will give the blankets. We are planning like this. But when we will give it to them, they will throw it. Uh, we don't know whether he needs or he don't need. So we need to give the particular person who actually need this thing. So for that,
The lowest class of the society,
yeah, the lowest class of the society, but
who
in the lowest class of the
who are
society, in the
who
lowest,
are very poor.
yeah, who are very poor, but in these cases, there is a practical experiences I do have. Even though he is from the lower grade of the society, you give him the blanket and he threw it to your mouth. Like, I don't need it. So it is like this. If you don't do the particular research on it, particular
We need to research if he is also like he is also agreed
some
that
of the
I
people,
need it.
yeah, some people, what they do, look, that kind of people, what they do, they collect blanket from you, they collect blanket from other, like 3 or 4 places he collect these blankets, and one of them he keep what is the chosen one, and others he sell and do something actually illegal things sometimes. So it is very important to do a survey whether this person has a need or he doesn't. So this time Mega said we need to notice one more thing. We need to think of a particular aspect while surveying on from whom to collect the warm clothes and whom to distribute. And we need to choose a distribution point to properly distribute the warm clothes among the needy people or the needies. And if we want, we can take permission to use our school for that. So sometimes in the village, for the big gatherings, it is very good place in the school field. Just because in school field, it's a big place, you can arrange thousands of peoples there if you can actually. And after taking a permission from the school authorities, we need to inform those who need the clothes about the dates, times, and venues. We have to declare it. After that, we will have to implement the distribution program on the scheduled date. So in scheduled date, you have to distribute those things during the program. And at this point, Raihan said, there's one more thing. If we distribute warm clothes among a good member of people, we need to properly maintain a list of the recipients. So you have to keep a recipients list. It's because nobody should miss it or get the help twice. What I say to you, যে একবার ওরা নেয় না, ওরা 2 বার 3 বার নিতে আসে, অথবা ওদের ফ্যামিলি মেম্বারকেও পাঠায় দেয়। লাইক একটা ফ্যামিলিতে 4টা মেম্বার আছে, 4 জনই আইসা লাইনে দাঁড়াইছে। So that
So it is true.
the problem.
Like TCB.
Yes, you can say like this. So we need to keep in mind the technical issues here. So আমাদেরকে এটা অবশ্যই রেকর্ড রাখতে হবে যে কে নিয়ে গেল, যাতে second time he cannot to take or she cannot to take. So if we work with a handwritten list, we might make the mistake in the account. So we should use
the
the
photo
spreadsheet software.
and fingerprint.
Sorry,
The photo
Tashimo?
we should take photo.
No, photo. Look, you keep a photo with a old guy. He just go to the salon and just yeah, cut the hair and the beard and came again. How you will recognize from photo?
So I also take his fingerprint.
Okay, fingerprint is a solution. Fingerprint is a solution, but when you say that if you need to give your fingerprint to get a blanket, he will not come to your program.
Can use a robot for this.
Okay.
Humanoid robot.
Yeah, you can. Yes, it could be a solution that you can make a box side of the walk or side of the roads. The box will contain some of the blankets. So if you can make this project, it would be the helpful project for government or HY as well. So it will be a good solution. See how we can make a solution for it. So we can make a booth, and from there we will make a recognition system, the facial recognition system, just because he cannot to change the facial recognition or the finger thumb. So he will put the finger thumb. If he really need this blanket, he will put the finger thumb, and it will check uh, whether the person is correct or not in the database.
Sir, for this reason, we need to be CID.
No, you need not to be CID. You need the access of the population database. Do you know what it is? The database that has the access of the government, where everybody's information is there, like your, mine, and everybody's in this country. So
Information of like our social, for example, our birth certificate and other such things.
yes, it could be a solution. So
Our national informations,
look,
for example, NID.
yeah, NID informations as well. So those information will be checked, and really, if it is possible to do that, by depending upon the birth registration or the NID, you can make a separation that the condition of the or the economical condition of the people, then it will be possible to help like this for the perfect person. In technology, some of the bugs are there, so some problems will be there, but we are human being. We will do research on it, and we will find out the solutions from there. So প্রত্যেকটা জিনিসের solutions আছে. There is no such thing that doesn't have any solution, or there is no such problems that doesn't have any solution. So now, Priya said, yes, we have thought of the different side of our warm clothes distributions. So till then, it is that. But we have to keep in mind that the weather, as well as the environment on the day of the distribution, we will get the weather forecast before, so that if it is rain or anything else happen, we can be prepared. Otherwise, the entire program may be hampered. And Mega said, friend, I'm very happy now. I was so sad about the problems in the morning. Now we all have discussed it and found the solution. So now we have plenty of the work to do, and let's distribute the work. Who will do the what? এখন একা তো কাজগুলো করা যাবে না, right? একা কোনো কাজই করা যাবে না, ইউ হ্যাভ টু মেক আ টিম, অ্যান্ড উইথ টিম ইউ হ্যাভ টু ডু দ্য
Unity is
ওয়ার্ক।
strength.
Yeah, share, you have to take the share of the work, like যে যে কাজে ভালো তাকে সেই কাজটা করতে হবে। কেউ যদি ক্যালকুলেশনে ভালো হয়, he will do the calculation for the spreadsheet। কেউ যদি কমিউনিকেশনে ভালো হয়, he will go and buy products or the collect products from the people who wanted to give the products uh, for the poor people। সো বাংলাদেশে একটা জিনিস তো আছে, সেটা হচ্ছে ওই মানবতার দেয়াল, বাট এইটা অটোমেটেড নাই, অটোমেটেড মানবতার দেয়াল নাই যে তুমি যা সামনে দাঁড়াইলা এবং তুমি যা বললা যে আই এম পোর, তোমাকে স্ক্যান করলো এবং আসলেই দেখলো তুমি পোর, তোমাকে কিছু একটা দিল, টাকা দিল অথবা কম্বল দিল। তো এইটা তো এখনো হয় নাই। ইটস আ সাইফাই, ইটস আ সাইফাই। So let's distribute the work, who will do what. So you have to distribute uh, according to their goodness or according to their brilliancy। যে যে কাজে ভালো সেই কাজ অনুযায়ী তাকে ডিস্ট্রিবিউট করে দিলাম তার।
According to their skills
And
on
also
different.
yeah, also skills. And I hope we will be successful in this work, and if you do work like this in according to the plan, you will be successful for the work. And we have learned about the Megha and her friends warm clothes distribution program, and when they took out this program, they had to think about 5 more things to solve it, and those are economical, social, practical, technical, and environmental. So to be fair, any practical problems may have many similar things or the challenges, but every practical problems will have 5 sides. It is not like that. Some problems may have only one side, some have several others. So, but from now on, when we work about any problem, we will verify if it is related with those 5 sides in the cases. It will be easy to solve the problem. Let's do an activity, and let's think about a new problem. Say we will travel to a new and unknown place. In that case, which side will we have to rely on, and what type of dependency will those side have? And let's write about the box. We have a chart, and this chart is all about the name of the problems and side of the dependence, economic aspect, social aspect, practical aspect, technical aspect, and environmental aspects you have to consider before taking any of the decision. So এতটুকু বোঝা গেছে সবকিছু ক্লিয়ারলি? কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন থাকলে you can ask about this.
Yes, sir.
এগুলো অনেকটাই সহজ মনে হবে, কারণ we are doing some sorts of things without knowing this। মানে এগুলো জানার আগেই আমরা এগুলো প্র্যাকটিস করতেছি আগে থেকেই, বাট এখন যেই জিনিসটা হচ্ছে যে we are structurally doing this, and when we will do
The
something,
organized mindsets.
organized mindsets, and you have a scope to think. That is the most important thing over here, and that is the most good thing over here. In near future, you will be a problem solver, not a educated guy who are searching jobs here and there. You will be a problem solver. There will be a problem, you will solve it, and you will come up with a solution. Like with this format, we will get some scientists from here, from our country. Last বিগত স্বাধীনতার পর থেকে প্রায় 30-40 বছর, I think there is no such scientists in Bangladesh. কুদরতি ক্ষুধা and জগদীশ চন্দ্র বোস, এই দুইটা নামই আমরা জানি।
Yes.
So right now it is a scope to be a scientist, and এইখানে কিন্তু স্কোপ আছে সায়েন্টিস্ট হওয়ার। সো থিঙ্ক করার একটা বড় জায়গা আছে, আর তোমরা যে সময় থেকে এই থিঙ্ক করার সময়টা পাচ্ছ, এই সময়টাতে আগে যারা, ধরো আমরাই যারা পড়াশোনা করছি তারা পাই নাই। তাদেরকে গদবাঁধা মুখস্থ করা লাগছে, করে গিয়ে সেগুলো লিখে আসা লাগছে। ইভেন দো আমি যদি কোনো একটা মানে সঠিক জিনিসও জানি, ধরো যে পত্রিকা পড়ে জানলাম, অথবা নিউজ মিডিয়া থেকে জানলাম, অথবা গুগল সার্চ করে জানলাম, এই স্কোরটা খুব কম ছিল গুগল সার্চ করে জানা, কিন্তু যদিও বা জেনে আমি যদি আমার মতো করে লিখতাম স্কুলে, তাহলে সেটাকে কোনো মার্ক দেওয়া হতো না। দ্যাট মিনস উই উইল গেট 0 যদি আমরা বই থেকে না লিখতাম।
বমি করে দেওয়া।
হ্যাঁ, এরকমই অনেকটা। বমি করে দেওয়া না, টেপ রেকর্ডারের নাম শুনছো না? টেপ রেকর্ডার,
Yes, sir.
টেপ রেকর্ডারের মতো, মানে তুমি যা বলছো সামনে সেগুলো রিড হয়ে গেছে ওই রেকর্ডারে, এবং তুমি যা ওইটা প্লে করছো পরে।
Copy paste.
Yeah, copy paste. Now copy paste is also helpful, but when it is structural, when you know where you need to put this copy paste skills. তো সব জায়গায় তো কপি পেস্ট স্কিল দিয়ে হয় না, কিন্তু কিছু কিছু জায়গায় কপি পেস্ট স্কিলটাও লাগে। So we will hopefully meet in our next class. Till then, take care and bye bye. There is no such body.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Salam.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam. আজকে হাফ অফ দ্য ক্লাস হয়েছে রেকর্ড, আর বাকিগুলা হয় নাই। হা হা, কি একটা অবস্থা। সো বাই বাই, টেক কেয়ার,
Allah Hafiz, sir.
আল্লাহ হাফেজ।
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম।
Assalamualaikum, sir.